Morning, everybody. Welcome to the corner. Hanging out today to do the next segment of What's in the Box. A few of you kind of took a guess at what you thought was in there. Some of you were kind of skeptical on even trying. That's okay. But today we're going to show you what's in this box. And I'll give you a little idea. The answer's on the end of the box. Here we go. This is one of those builds that I started, I don't know how many years ago. It's been around for a while. Been back in the box, I don't know how many times. Along the line, the A-pillar and the rocker were busted out of it. And they were thrown back in the box, just kind of forgotten about. Through the years, I found these pieces to give kind of a more positive jam and rocker area. I thought about integrating those into the body. I do have the doors cut out of it. They're not finished, painted or nothing. Do have both side doors, just so you know, as I drop it. And both rocker pieces. Like I said, I don't know where these came out of, but I did end up picking them up somewhere out of a junk body along the line somewhere. Like I say, this was started quite a few years back. I wanted to do kind of a forgotten Mustang, forgotten car. Body was ground and chipped. You can see where I ground it and chipped it out with a Dremel and an X-Acto knife. Create rust. This is back, way back before the rusting techniques of today were even thought of. So you can what I did with as far as weathering on here is just paint. That's not focusing in too well either. There we go. This is done with just paint and pastel, like chalk type stuff that I've got. Like I said, I was thrown back in a box, just forgotten about. I probably should bring it out some year and finish it up. Yeah, drop it. Tires aren't going to stay on it. That's the engine compartment. Like I say, nowadays there's so much more I can do with it, with all the rusting techniques and stuff that are out there today. I can really have some good amount of fun with doing something with it. As they say, the bones are already there. It's already started. Back tire falling off. Just kind of a, what if this car was sitting wherever and, I lost the other back there. Anyway. Dented up her quarter. Built it to kind of look like a car that somebody was starting to patch together and keep it running. Thus the black spots on it where something was fixed along the lines and repaired and just done enough to keep it on the road, keep it going. Rust holes in the trunk. I did have a deck lid for it somewhere. I don't know where that ever disappeared to. There's a lot of stuff that was in this car that aren't anymore. I got a few built up and a bunch of parts box, parts of this style Mustang in a box out in the garage. 67 was always my favorite Mustang. That's why I got quite a few of these. Underside of the floorboard, wheel wells all rusted out. Then the dashboard, I opened it up, stripped the gauges out, pulled the radio out of it, cut the glove box door open. I was going to have the glove box door laying down with a bird's nest laying on the open glove box. Make it look like a bird built a nest in there. This is the windshield. Done up to look like it was shot a few times. Get the car in the background there. See a little bit better there. All I did was drill holes in it and then use my X-Acto knife and scratch and scrape the windshield to simulate the cracks. This was done probably, like I said, this thing had been probably started or built probably, I don't know, better part of probably 20 years ago or better. I also built or started building a display base for it. This was going to be the display base for it. I was going to have the car sitting up in like one corner. Have the car sitting up in one corner. Yeah. And then have a few like trees, and I got some like railroad type grass and stuff like that I was going to have kind of growing up around the car, to have some tall grass growing up around it. Found a little stick years ago. I was going to just have that kind of laying in front of it like that, and then have all the tall grass growing around the car, and like a rock or something off back here. Who knows, maybe some year I'll dig it out and finish it. All this will get kind of rolled off. It'll kind of get, rolled down to where it comes up even with this. That's just a piece of styrofoam in there. Got two of them in there. What I wanted to do is take this top one and kind of contour it. Dip down, make a little like a rut right here, and build a little bit up in the back, make a little bit of a hill or something, just kind of give it some dimension. Glue all that together when I do it. But this is some of the stuff I was going to put in around it. Field grass, just kind of have that, cut it down and then stick it in and glue it in, and have that kind of growing around the car a little bit to give it, like I say, just for a little dimension on the diorama. I also had some of this to kind of make it get like clumps of weeds or something around it too. And then, like I've said before on here, the channel, wherever, I do have my bags of actual true rust that came off of cars or out of my tubs that, wherever they were. This is actually off a bunch of brake rotors that I ground down and really made it into a good, nice, fine powder. This is just rust, like iron rust, off of iron ore. But nowadays, I'll be using that to kind of give the car a little bit more character and a little bit more definition to the rust on it. And this is a raw umber paint pigment. Shows you how long this has been. Brass Whistle used to be a hobby store in Rockford, Illinois. Brass Whistle closed shop probably, I don't know, 16 years ago. Or maybe even longer than that now. I forget when they closed, but been around for a while. That's how long this project's been on the go. And people probably think I'm weird, but I pick up little pieces of wood like this when I see something like this laying on the ground. Something like that makes for like a good piece of wood that you can use to kind of lay in a car just to give a little bit of character. Or lay on the ground underneath it. Make it look like it was something holding the car up. Keep it from sinking into the ground or what have you. I do pick up different chunks of wood just for diorama purposes for the one day that I decide to do a diorama. Always have these ideas of doing them, but I never come through with finishing up too much. But one of these years I'd like to. Dashboard, I don't know if you noticed the steering column. It has a metal shaft that's actually splined. I got a bunch of them years ago. I don't know where I got them. They're just rods. I had the splines on the end of them. I thought they were good for detailing like steering columns like this, or you can have them coming out of a tail end of a transmission for like the tail shaft on a transmission. Can't really see it too well. The camera's not going to pick it up. Yeah, it's going to lose it. But it is splined. And just so y'all think I am weird, I look around, like I said, I'm always looking around at the ground and whatever else, but I always look, keep an eye out for just odd, generic, organic type shapes. This is just a piece of wire that was laying around. I don't know where I've ever found it, but it's all rusty. And like I say, stuff like this, you can pick it up and use it for diorama purposes. So this could be used just for like a tailpipe off of a car, exhaust pipe or something like that. Just have it laying around by the car or in the car. Just little small stuff like that kind of works for, detailing a diorama. Just add a little more depth to the diorama. Smashed up, crushed 55-gallon drum you can have laying around, however you wanted to dress up your diorama. Got an old, it just fell apart on me here. Hold on a second. Orange Blossom Special cab. Same treatment done to the windshield on that. Door cut out of it, but I mean, you can have something like that sitting on a diorama with the rest of the junk and just have it all cluttered up. You can do something along that line. Just something quick and easy, just to throw something together on it, whatever. And then the tires on this old hot rod, I just cut them off with take a pair of flush cuts, cut them off, and then take a cigarette lighter, heat them up, and just kind of push them into the table. Gives a little bit more of a kind of a roll to it. Makes them look like a flat tire. But these will all four be going on the car too. Gotta have flat tires on a car that's been sitting for ages, right? But yeah, that's that little hot rod. And what was in that box just goes to show that you never know what's in these boxes that I've got around this place, because what's on the box usually isn't what's in it. So now the question remains, hold the phone, we got to do something here. Forget about these parts. I set these off to the side of the camera when I was doing it, but this is the engine that's going to go in the Mustang. I cut the side of the block to make it look like a rod came through the side of the block, and that's why the car was parked. I forgot I had these sitting off the side. And then this is the driver's seat that's going to be sitting in the car. Cut the plastic out, and I pulled, and this is an actual piece out of an old 50s Ford car that was in the scrapyard. I pulled a big chunk of the foam out one time just to use it for this purpose. Just to make it look like a torn seat sitting in the car. Yeah, forgot to show those pieces off. So now we can get to the other question. Now that that's done. So the question is now, what's in that box? Got any ideas? I'll give you a hint. Well, maybe I won't. I'll give it away. What's in the box? Let me know. Give me some thoughts. Give me your ideas. Tell me what you think. Hope you are all having a good weekend. Weekend's almost over. Today is Sunday. I'm going to try getting this wrapped up, get it out today for everybody. But I hope everyone's had a good weekend. They always go by so quick, but such is life. Take care, everyone. Keep scratching that plastic, and we'll see you on the corner.